Craig, Doncaster coming up on Good Friday, South Yorkshire derby. It says itself, high importance. Everyone will want to win, and it's a big game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. I think not just in the context of it being a derby in a league game, but I think both teams on the back of two, I guess, disappointing defeats. Certainly for us, and definitely for them over at York. So it's two teams that are looking to get a win on the league ladder to try and get some form together and try and build a little bit of consistency.
Third meeting between the two sides already this season, having played them in pre-season and in the 1895 Cup. Obviously, we've come out victorious in both of them games, but I can imagine you're expecting a completely different test on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I say, when a team gets a lot of points past them like Doncaster did against York at the weekend, you're looking for a response as a coach. I'm sure that Richard Allen will be doing exactly the same. We'll be looking at a massive response from their team this week, and we've got to expect that. Likewise for us, we're looking at response from our performance at the weekend, which I thought was probably our worst performance of the season for me. So, we're certainly looking at a response as well and looking for a performance. So it's got all the makings of a very good derby game.
That second win of the season, it's hopefully coming sooner rather than later for ourselves. But with that, obviously, trip to Doncaster, how do you kind of prepare for that? Obviously, as we say, we came off defeat at the weekend, and obviously they'll be wanting to do the same, won't they?
Yeah, it's a shorter turnaround for both teams. We've got that extra day's rest playing on Saturday, and they've got a day's less rest playing on the Sunday, so it's a shorter turnaround. It's patching up bodies between games more so, I guess, this week than previous weeks as well. We're still picking up injuries and we're still losing players. We lost Fozzie at the weekend and obviously Jack Walker as well. So we're certainly scouring the market, looking to bring people in, not only just to cover the people that we've lost, but also just to bring more competition for places. Because at the minute, if you're fit, you're pretty much playing or very, very nearly playing. So we need to make sure that we get bodies in to bring that competition for places and get that competing, that competition within training as well, just so we can get some purposeful training in, because it's very, very difficult to get that purposeful training. We've got so many bodies out, so we're certainly looking around to bring people in to strengthen us short term and longer term as well.
With the players that are out, are we likely to see any back for maybe Friday, or is that a bit too soon, do you reckon?
Potentially, Lewis Peachy should be back in contention. He was 18th man at the weekend. It was probably a little bit too soon for him at the weekend, but as long as he's got no adverse reactions to training this week, he should be back in contention. There's one or two others that are, I would say, a toss of a coin at this moment in time, and it's getting that balancing that right, that you want them back and playing, but you want them back and playing and being in the team longer term rather than rushing them back too soon and then putting them back maybe another 2 or 3, playing one game, being out for another 2 or 3 weeks on the back of that. So you wanting the players back in the team for that strength and that competition, but like I say, you need to make sure that it's the right time to bring them back in, so you're not putting them out longer term.
And as I say, both sides are obviously looking to bounce back to winning ways, but for ourselves, I think amongst everyone, they'll want to go out there, try and impress, and obviously get that 2 points, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. It makes it more important that it's a derby game. It's whether it's a derby game or not, it's still 2 points on the league ladder, and it's about getting some consistency in performances and also getting the victories on the league ladder and climbing up. We've seen that York lost their first 3 games of the season, and they've won the next 3 games. And they're flying high now, so to speak, in terms of confidence. So you just need them. I guess to put maybe 2 or 3 games together where you get them performances and then wins, and then the whole complexity of the league table changes, and that, with confidence it breeds winning, really. And it's about making sure that you get that confidence, winning games, and get into that consistency of performances.
And I think with your comments there, you can kind of say that it's really early in the season to tell where teams are going to be, and is it one of them that maybe 10, 12 games in you can kind of then see where teams are going to be come the end of the season, do you reckon?
Yeah, potentially. I think you're right there, but I think there's a lot of factors in that as well. Like we're struggling at this moment in time. We have been from the start of the season with injuries. Other teams have been similar. Featherstone have picked up a lot of injuries this year. Batley have picked up a lot of injuries as well, and that's affecting team selections and performances. And I would imagine that other teams will do exactly the same throughout the season. They'll have periods of the season, might have 2 or 3 weeks where they're low on numbers, and it's about patching bodies up and getting them on the field. And I think for us, it's making sure that we peak at the right time of the season. And it's easier said than done, is that, so we need to be making sure that we're in the playoffs at the end of the season and peaking performance-wise then. But we need to get some confidence in the group, I guess, and get some wins on the board as soon as we can.
And I think to get that momentum going. There's no better way to do it, as I say, with this derby status, and as I say, everyone will go there. Fans will obviously go there, and hopefully everyone can turn out for each other, can't they?
Yeah, hopefully, so we're putting the hours in the prepping as a coaching staff. The players are putting the hours in the prepping on the field as well. So there's no lack of trying from any department of this club at this moment in time. It's just about getting a little bit of luck and a little bit of consistency, as I say, in terms of team selection and getting people on the park. And I guess we're going to have a different combination there again this week, and in the pivots with Jack Walker being out and potentially one of the two other people that are struggling as well. So it's about getting that consistency of performance, and also getting people out on the training park consistently, so we can try and get them connections working.